What's up, all you freaks and disasters? By which I mean all of you people with compassion, empathy, and a conscience. Hey, it's your buddy Nate Houseman, your guide to the 21st century, and we got to talk about Taylor Swift. I don't want to, but it's so meme worthy because this is my second take running during this video, but I have some time to think it over. It's the uh, the operations, the propaganda is getting so obvious now. Um, I was at the gym this morning doing cardio. A bunch of TVs are up hanging from the ceiling showing network television, just the talk shows, the game shows, ESPN, and everyone else on the cardio machines were on their phones watching better stuff. I had my phone, I had my Bluetooth earbuds. I was watching Extra Girl play Pal World. There you go. Indie creator playing an indie game. And that's the future. You know, corporate media, I mean, corporate entertainment, every so often throughout the years, a plurality of girls and young women latch onto some pop star. It used to be like the Beatles. Years later, it was New Kids on the Block. Then there was like the trifecta of Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and Britney. And right now, it's Taylor Swift. She's she's got that it factor. She's got that. She appeals to the reptilian, the art complex of some people's brains. And I want to emphasize it's a plurality. It's not the majority of thinking adults because I know a lot of women have minds of their own. A lot of young women don't. I mean, they don't. They probably don't have a positive male role model in their life, a positive father figure. So I'm not. I know. I know Taylor's father is president in her life. She's like, he's like some successful investment broker or something like that. He had the $300,000 to invest in her music career. So that's one reason why she got a head start. But let's just go through this article by Zero Hedge. Is there a Taylor Swift psyop? Because the propaganda is being laid on so thick, it's obvious. Before we go into that, if you want to support the channel, if you find this content valuable, please share it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe wherever you're watching this on, either Rumble, YouTube, Odyssey, or on the podcast. And a way you can support the program is clicking on the link to Blackout Coffee. Wake yourself up. Give yourself a pep talk in the morning, and be awake, not woke. I've got affiliate link, and I've got a discount code NATHH20. Link in the description. Discount code in the description. They also have like a Valentine's sale going on. Blackout Love. That's that's valid too. They got so many cool blends here. I am very interested in this dark roast, the Brutal Awakening. Maybe not the Keurig cups, but the package. So I'm going through a package of Geek Grind coffee right now, and once I get done with that, you know what? I think after I record this, I'm going to order some, and I'm also going to take advantage of another opportunity. You can invest in their company. They're taking reservations to own shares. So, hey, I'm always looking for ways for people to make it in this crazy economy, in this whole new paradigm shift. So, take advantage of this. Take advantage of some good quality bean, and do yourself a favor and do the program a favor. So let's get into this. The current news cycle gives the impression that Taylor Swift is everywhere. Yeah, because they're laying it on so thick. According to Bloomberg Media, corporate media headlines featuring Taylor Swift began ramping up in the first half of 2023 and hit new record highs later this year. The singer, who has made an entire career whining about having chosen the wrong men, has been pitched by legacy media as finally finding the perfect match. Kansas City Chiefs Travis Kelce. Nick Adams says on X, Taylor Swift's net worth in April 2023, before she started dating Travis Kelce, was $570 million. Taylor Swift net worth in January 2024, after she started dating Travis Kelce, 1.1 billion. It's all starting to make sense now. Yeah. Relationship won't pass the sniff test given Taylor's terrible choices with men. Let's begin with Michael Benz, a former Trump admin State Department official whose work has been cited in congressional hearings, posted on X a video from 2019 featuring the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Research Arm that pitched the idea of turning Taylor into an asset to combat disinformation. Let's watch.
So the first one, that's the most famous and the most common, is working with famous people or being influencers to share information or a particular message. So I include Taylor Swift in here because...
Are you fucking kidding me? NATO Psychological Operations Unit. It's on the screen. Center of Excellence. The NATO Center of Excellence. In 2019, Taylor fucking Swift, who I probably rage posted about 1,400 times about as a geopolitical instrument of statecraft because her goddamn IP discography was purchased by the fucking Carlyle Group.
I forgot about the Carlyle Group. I read about them in the Prussiagate blog on Substack. That's good. That's good stuff. The idea of that, the main thrust of that blog is Prussia is the root cause of all the criminal conspiracy going on. Let's continue.
The Carlyle Group, the private equity arm of the Iraq War, with Dick Cheney on its board and the entire Halliburton, West Texas oil mafia. They were the literal funders and profiteers of the entire West Texas military mafia, and it was jointly brought by the Carlyle Group and the Soros Group, who's the London and New York financier class of West Texas. So the fucking military industrial complex, plus its energy stakeholders who rely on the battering ram of the Pentagon, the State Department, the CIA, bought Taylor Swift's discography. She had to re-record her own shit last year in order to win in order to have a parallel tracks to win back her own right.
Well, that explains it. She's not, she's not creatively bankrupt. She's okay.
Right. And of course, she was wheeled out for Biden in 2020 in the Get Out the Vote. And what was it? She won Time Magazine's Person of the Year this year. And I think it was the Wall Street Journal that hypothesized that Taylor Swift would be Biden's, quote, secret weapon to win the 2024 election. Oh, and by the way, her Eras Tour, which is has the economy of I think top 20 nation states by GDP in the entire globe. Her tour. Taylor Swift is a cultural battering ram to swing hearts and minds towards the West. And the fact that here in 2019, it is her picture, and she is the first line of the NATO Psychological Operations Center's personal presentation for artificial intelligence social media censorship techniques, because they've worked with her in the past. Sorry if my mic is cracking. And as a key actor who can be trained to spread desired messaging. Okay, I'm not going to pop an artery.
Nice. That's some good information. All right, we're not alone. Fox News' Jesse Waters also asked, why is Taylor Swift everywhere? Patriot Voice on X says, during a NATO meeting, the idea for Taylor Swift to be used as a psyop for the Pentagon was brought up. It looks like they decided to go this route. She blew up everywhere and has been plastered everywhere. I said it from the beginning. Not only is Taylor, I gotta open up click the link to read the full thing. Twiddle my thumbs, waiting for the page to load. Okay, I said it from the beginning. Not only is Taylor admittedly a satanic witch, I know where she admitted that, but she's also being used as a Pentagon psyop asset to swing many thousands of youth votes over to the Democrats and combat misinformation online. Effectively, she's a propagandist for the left, if she realizes it or not. I believe she is well aware of what she's involved with. To make matters worse, they paired her up with Travis Kelce because of how many Americans have their faces planted into the TV watching football. He's a very effective salesman for Pfizer, selling mRNA death to the unsuspecting masses. Wakey, wakey. The whole world is a stage, and they expect you to fall for it. Someone pointed out that Travis Kelce was one of the first white players to start kneeling when that practice started catching on, thanks to the hack Colin Kaepernick. Perhaps it's not by chance that the story count in corporate media for Taylor has exponentially exploded, averaging above 1,000 per day since late September. Taylor's surge comes as legacy corporate media is terrified about the rise of alternative media. Wall Street Journal chief Emma Tucker warned World Economic Forum elites at Davos this month, we no longer own the news. So let's click on this to open it. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, everyone's only a plurality are really watching the mainstream anymore. People only have TV on for background noise. Wall Street Journal editor-in-chief admits we no longer own the news. During a WEF discussion at Davos entitled Defending Truth, Wall Street Journal EIC Emma Tucker lamented the loss of control over the facts, Zero Hedge reported. She said, I think it's a very specific challenge for the legacy brands like the New York Times and like the Wall Street Journal. If you go back really not that long ago, as I say, we owned the news. We were the gatekeepers, and we very much owned the facts as well. Tucker continued. If it said it, excuse me, if it said it in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, then that was a fact. Nowadays, people can go to all sorts of different sources for the news, and they're much more questioning about what we're saying. Yeah, no shit. I wonder if Davos is a honeypot for these elitist, narcissist, psychopaths, because they spill their guts. Yuval Harari, Klaus Schwab's assistant, said some really sickening stuff that was recorded at a TED Talk, and I think maybe a TED Talk might be a honeypot, but for some reason we are getting these weirdos, these people who think, these imitation people who think they're better than us, to give away the whole game. And I'm starting to think maybe some psychological operations are being done on them. Back to Zero Hedge article. Back to Taylor's relationship with Kelce. Consider this. UFC veteran Paige Van Zandt says Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce's love story is 100% fake. I think that Taylor Swift, actually, let's just play the video.
I have a theory about the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift situation. Like, let me give you my reason. Okay. So I was on Dancing with the Stars, right? I was, back when I was 21, 22, I was living in LA.
Yeah.
At the time, I had hired a publicist. That was just kind of what you did.
Yeah.
Everybody in LA has a publicist, and a publicist's job is to make you more famous, to get you in magazines, TV shows, news articles, whatever, what have you. They get you interviews, this and that. So at one point, my publicist calls me and said, "Hey, we got a call from this NFL player's publicist."
Ooh, I know who this is.
You do know, but I won't say.
Don't say.
That's not the story here.
Yep.
So,
but I just want everyone to know I know who it is.
Yes. Anyways, which
I'm quite proud of myself.
If I had said the full story, this would be a headline, but I'm not going to. So,
anyways, I'm quite proud of myself. But okay. Because I started dating you right after. Go ahead. Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah.
You digress. So, my publicist calls me and said, "Hey, this NFL player is interested in doing a dinner with you. Would you ever want to go on a date with them?"
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like 21, 22, and I was like, "Screw it, whatever. Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
So I agree, because I am on Dancing with the Stars. I am trying to be more, I guess, quote unquote famous. I'm trying to become more successful, and
of course, yeah.
They recommended that I go on the date. They're like, "All right, we'll have paparazzi standing by." So they plan where the paparazzi is going to be. They plan, we're going to get a picture of you guys doing this at dinner. Maybe you'll hold hands in this spot. They like plan where you're going to.
Thank God Elon took over Twitter, because we're finding out so much.
Do everything.
Yeah.
I agree to it, whatever. Get the NFL player's number. We're texting. He plans to pick me up at my apartment that I'm staying in. And the date comes. He shows up, calls me, and I pretended not to be home. Because I just like, I don't want to. I chickened out.
This is boosting my ego
Yes.
even more.
Anyways,
Okay.
he showed up at my apartment, and I stood him up and
Oh,
pretended
boy.
not to be home.
I was never stood up, by the way.
You were never stood up. The point of this being
Yes.
why
Okay.
this
Yeah.
applies.
Let's get to the point. Yeah.
I think that the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce love story,
Yeah.
I believe it is 100% fake.
Oh.
I truly believe it is publicity to
The Swifties are going to be
to a
after
T.
you.
Come for me, Swifties.
Swifties are gonna be
You know
after
what?
you.
I have UFC fans coming for me. I think I can handle the Swifties.
This is true. Yeah.
I think there's
I
going to
don't
be Swifties who don't believe she's too good for Travis Kelce. Anyways,
That's true too. Yeah.
but whatever side you fall on,
Yeah.
I believe it is 100% fake. It is publicity. It is, one, it's huge for the NFL,
Yeah.
whether you think so or not, because yes, the NFL is big.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is huge, and now she's getting an entirely different demographic to come watch the NFL.
Yeah.
That never was interested in it before.
Yeah.
Think of the wives that are buying Travis Kelce jerseys now, or Swiftie jerseys for Taylor Swift, and it's a huge publicity play on both fronts. It's good for Taylor Swift. It's good for the NFL. It's good for Travis Kelce.
I don't know if it's good for the
I will
NFL.
say this, and I had a different.
You have a different perspective,
I thought it was real, but the more we kind of talk about it, he did, not to get political because I don't want to talk about that shit, but he did this season come out with the vaccine commercial.
Yes.
It is kind of like, yeah, there are
so much strategic stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Then
The fact we're talking about it so much proves that the illusions, the magic is gone.
I see. I
let
get
me
it.
tell you more.
You are a conspiracy theorist a
Oh,
little bit,
100%.
way more than I am. but-
It's not a conspiracy theorist
Yeah,
if everything I say is true.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
So another reason. So so Taylor Swift had I know this just it was a big news story because her old manager owned the rights to a lot of her albums.
Yeah.
So she then made Taylor's version, which means she wanted all of her fans to only listen to Taylor's version because she owns that version, and her prior manager didn't get any income from it. She got the income from Taylor's version of her albums, which she owned.
Yeah.
The moment Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift started dating, the NFL changed their bio to Taylor's version.
Oh.
So are you trying to say that Taylor Swift owns part of the NFL? Or like it's just interesting. I believe it's publicity. Every single game, it just seems so fake to me and so phony.
Yeah.
Because then they'll flash to like the cameras, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be so planned. All of a sudden, right when the cameras are on Taylor Swift, she's doing a secret handshake with Travis Kelce's
Patrick Mahomes'
wife and brother.
Yeah.
They're doing this like secret coordinated handshake right when the cameras pan on them. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
I get it.
how old are you when you're doing a corny fucking handshake? Like,
yeah, I get it.
Anyways, I believe it is 100% publicity. I think the relationship will die. When, I don't know. Maybe the NFL scripted, and then Travis Kelce's team is going to win the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift is going to make a surprise halftime appearance. It'll be perfect for Swifties and for the NFL. These are my predictions based on my conspiracy theory.
Valiant Renegade on Twitter said the NFL needs to have the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl. And I agree. Okay. Jack Posobiec on Twitter says, think about when Taylor Swift called out the Soros family in 2019 for buying the rights to her music, and then how she came out a super liberal in 2020. Yeah, I saw this one earlier. I think I bookmarked it. Vivek Ramaswamy responds and says, I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month. And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially, culturally propped up couple this fall. Just some wild speculation over here. Let's see how it ages over the next 8 months. Yeah. They're laying it on so thick. They're desperate. It means that, they're losing the people. the only question is, can the people override their obvious cheating and obvious fakery? They own so many assets. The elites own like at least half the wealth in the United States or in the world. So Benny Johnson refers to this. Taylor Swift, after I was actually let's just play this.
I had the chance to purchase my music outright. My entire catalog was sold to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings in a deal that I'm told was funded by the Soros family, 23 Capital, and the Carlyle Group.
That's Taylor herself saying, yeah, her music was bought. And what she's really meant to say, this is what she really meant to say. And for those of you listening on the podcast, it's George Soros controlling Taylor like a puppet on strings. Zero Hedge says, while it remains to be seen if Taylor has become a NATO asset, certainly Democrats appear to be salivating all over her ahead of the presidential election to turn Swifties into blue voters. And a bunch of headlines about inside Biden's anti-Trump battle plan and where Taylor Swift fits in. Biden campaign wants Taylor Swift's help in the 2024 race. Forbes says Biden reportedly plans to use Trump attacks, abortion, and hopefully Taylor Swift to win 2024 election. He didn't win the 2020 election, so all they can really do is create a cover story to, justify their cheating, which, that's going to be blown up. That's going to be blown to smithereens as well. She's about to make another bad choice. Making millions singing about her bad choices as men, endorses Joe Biden. Welcome to the Matrix. So, you probably have friends and family who are, all in on this. They're not awake yet. They're still woke, which means they're still enthralled by the DEI, ESG cult. But in order to reach them, we have to be gentle. I think we need, a lot of propagandists and a lot of mind control starts with just planting the seed, just starting with a base layer of messaging and then building on top of it. I saw a tweet by Scott Adams a few weeks ago. He's, a trained hypnotist, and he knows how, to make suggestions to people. You are getting sleepy. You will vote the way Taylor tells you. So you got to not go at them directly. You got to go at them from the side. Just say something that's like indirectly related and kind of like go from there and kind of like chip away at them. So something I will be direct about is go buy some blackout coffee. Go to my website, natehusband.net. I've got lots of resources. I got lots of resources in the description to help you in these crazy economic times. I use them myself. And I am definitely going to, after I, drive some Uber this weekend, I'm going to see how much I can afford, see how much I can invest in blackout coffee. So I will let you go for this one. I'm Nate Hausman, letting you know it's okay to stand up for yourself. Over and out.